Hello? Are we live? Oh, there we go. Well, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of painting this evening. Let me see about, now, how do I share? This is my first time doing a painting stream. See how it goes. Let's copy that link. Then I'll share this about. Okay. Let's just share it in Discord as well if I can find the thing. Taking a while. Oh, here we go. Right, well, no one watching. What's it doing saying my bit rate's low? It was fine a second ago. One concurrent viewer. Oh wow. Okay, basically I've got this here. Seems to be a fair bit of a delay. I'm just waiting. I've picked up this and it's been a good while on screen that it's not in my hands, so I think I'm safe to say at least like 30 seconds delay, possibly more. Could be not good, but I'm just going to assume it's working and start painting, and I'll check the VOD afterwards and see how it looks. So yeah, I've just got my Maggoth Lord here. Now, I haven't been able to find my magnets. I've built the top of these things all separate, so you know I can switch whichever rider I want. I'm mostly using the close combat one. I think his name's Blobe Rotspawned? Blobe? Oh no, it's Orgot's Demon Spew. Blobe is the sorcerer one. But anyway, I'm just going to be painting the body of it for now. As soon as I can find, I've got a box of magnets somewhere that I need to find out, and yeah, once I have, I can properly magnetise the top of those. But yeah, so my scheme for the bodies of these is I want quite a rich green, quite a saturated yellow green, but I really like the pinks and the purples underneath there that you can see. So I've just done some airbrushing on this one to get it ready. I ended up using it, well, I built it up and airbrushed it so I could use it in day at TSN Arena, which is Honest Wargamer Rob's venue. It's one of the post-Christmas days. I ended up going in for like just like 3 battles, of which I lost 2 and only barely won the final one. Yeah, I'm not much of a player, but I enjoy it, and that's the important thing. So yeah, I'm going to be using my Maggoth kin for a few Age of Sigmar events coming up. Next one is going to be the doubles at Warhammer World, which is next weekend, but I'm not going to be using the Maggoth for this. It's basically Great Unclean one, 2 units of Rot Flies and a unit of Plague Bearers. Obviously only 1,000 points there, haven't really got a lot of room to spare. The next one's, I believe it's Battleground Gaming in Birmingham. I think it's February 15th if I remember rightly. It's just a Age of Sigmar all-dayer. And I'm going to be at both of those with my brother. Luke's mine. I look forward to seeing people there. If you are along to either of those events, please come and let me know. March, I believe it's Hammerhead. I'm going to try and go along to Hammerhead. It's always good to go to the like non-GW events that are around. Hopefully by then I'll have a competition entry finished. So I want to finish off this guy. So much time spent in doing all these blends on the blades here. It's taken me far too long, so I thought I'd just take some time off it tonight to just do a bit of Maggoth painting. I'm just throwing some greens on at the minute. Nothing too serious or focused. I'll start working out some kind of highlighting once I've got a nice section ready to go. So you can see I've used the airbrush as kind of like, it's a bit of a base to go off, but I'm going to paint over most of it anyway. Just gives me some idea of the colours I want in. I find a colourful airbrushing layer really helps you kind of be a bit more inventive with the layers on top of it. I don't know, like as opposed to just like a plain black thing, I feel that I get more colour into something that's been airbrushed, even if I paint over the top of it. You know, it just gets the creative juices flowing, shall we say. I'd love to be the kind of painter who can just like airbrush something and leave it at that, but I just can't, you know, like, oh, this blend here, oh, it's not quite right, oh, I'm gonna start fiddling with it, and before you know it, you've just ended up like hand painting the whole thing, which, I like it. It's not the fastest in the world, but it does the job. You can see quite quickly I'm just building up some kind of, you know, just working out what the actual skin is going to look like. And my next step after I've highlighted up, I'm going to shade down, but I'm going to do it in a different colour, which is just add some of that interest to the piece, get people like looking at it, eyes on the tabletop, that's what you want to get. Of course, for tabletop models, the trouble with this scheme is like the fact that the purple is underneath means a lot of the time when people are looking down on it from a height, they're probably not going to see it, but I know it's there. And luckily on this model, you know, there's quite a lot of it, so you can see more underneath. I have to say, the rock flies I did before Christmas are very fun, but like unless you like literally pick them up and turn them upside down, you can't see a lot of the work I did on the underside. So, oh well, I enjoyed it. Hopefully you can see this here. I think I'm going a little bit off camera, so apologies. I'm going to try and hold it here. The trouble is I'm now waiting like a minute or two for my my view to catch up so I can see what I've got on stream. Ooh, average view duration 16 seconds. Wow. I wonder just how fast I can scare people off. I'm going to bring in a little bit of my dark hot pink here. What's the other colour I was using for the flies? I believe I had some royal purple in there. Let's get some royal purple in. And the pot is jammed. I get the feeling it wants to explode, but there we go, a little bit out. Realise you can't actually see my palette here. Maybe that's something I should alter. If I put it underneath me, you can vaguely see that then. Just hope I don't drop the model. Okay, so you can see I just some nice layer highlights there, and next thing I'm going to do is just paint into some of the undersides this purple. See, because it's like contrasting colour and everything, it's going to really help to increase the vibrancy of the green, but also just make the whole thing a lot more interesting. I was just seeing if anyone else in the channel has had a chance to check up on. Let me know if this stream is going hideously wrong somehow. Because there always seems to be some kind of technical issue on this. I guess this is what you get for being in your 40s and trying to use technology. It seems so recently that I was young and understood it all, and it was the older people that didn't understand technology, and It comes along so quickly. Before you know it, you're an old fart who can't work out how to get a PowerPoint going. There we go. I'm really liking this mix of colours, even though it's only rough. I'm just going to quickly run my brush over some of the highlights with my brightest yellow. I'm working a lot of wet on wet here, and you can see I've got a few little watermarks here, which is it's fine. I'm going to paint over them, but I guess I feel a little bit weird painting live on camera and trying to speak at the same time. It's a little awkward and I'm not used to it. So you'll have to bear with me if you're indeed actually watching. Ooh, average view duration 26 seconds, that's good. We're getting there slowly. Right. I built this because obviously like there's loads of variants of the monster as well, and you know it was easy enough to magnetize the riders, but I didn't want to go to the trouble of magnetizing like all the head and arm and leg options and that for the monster. It's fine, but I built the one with the testicle chin. I don't know why, like as soon as I did it I was like, do I really want the testicle chin option? But I guess so, yeah. I'll paint these big chin testicles here. It's fine. I guess they're supposed to be venom sacs, but those are some big knobbly testicles there. I'm just going to go back and forward, mixing up these colours. Oh, someone is actually watching or has been. It says 47 seconds. It's going up. Hello there. I'm going to get nervous now because I know people are actually watching. Don't go though. Please stay. Am I holding it too far forward again? Apologies if I am. Like, if someone's watching, please let me know in chat how I'm doing. If I need to move the model. Oh, hi. Jonathan Gibbons. Welcome. Welcome. You're my first person chatting on a live stream, so hello. Yeah, I'm just trying to... I'm just roughly throwing some paint at this at the minute, to be honest. I haven't really thought it through that much. I'm just trying to build up some nice greens and stuff. Oh, good. You can actually see what I'm doing then. I'm glad to hear, because I was a bit worried. I'm trying to focus on painting and talking, but also at the same time I've got to look to make sure I'm on camera, so it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but what can you do? How are you doing this Sunday evening? Are you good? Yeah, I'm starting to like this nice mix of colours I've got going here. I guess I'm going to try and repeat this round the rest of it. Just neatening it up as I go. Yeah. Usually painting's relaxing. It's a little bit nerve-wracking doing it on live stream, but I guess I can only get better at it, right? Very first time doing this live, so yeah, please do bear with me. I appreciate you watching. Yeah, I've been in a bit of a painting rut for January. It's been, you know, wearing on, and I was saying this earlier, but I don't think you were in here. I've been working on this model for ages, and it's kind of a competition entry, but there's so much kind of work on it. It's slowed down to a crawl basically, as I was just like an hour or two a day just working on the blends of just these blades around the edge, and there's so many of them, and they all need like proper blending and for the NMM, and then you've got to work out where the light's going to hit. And I'm really happy with this model, but it's also actually finishing the thing is a hell of a trial. So I thought, let's just break it up. I haven't got a video out with that one yet. We've been struggling to get some videos out for the whole month of January, so probably best to just pick up something easy, do a bit of live streaming, see how it goes. I haven't been able to stream or anything previously because yeah, I've had a bunch of back issues from kind of painting like over lockdown. I spent a lot of time sat down painting, and I ended up with massive like kind of back and neck problems, which means I had to cut down my painting all of last year for quite considerably. But after a year at the gym, I'm starting to feel better. You know, I've still got injuries there. I still get like sciatica and stuff like that from sat down, especially uncomfortable chairs and stuff, not exercising enough, things like that. But thankfully, I seem to be on the mend. Touch wood. Which is always nice. I feel like I'm not properly concentrating now. It is really hard. I'm not much good at speaking while doing other things, so I occasionally lose focus on what I'm working on, so I need to practice this. Yeah, I do really want to do a bunch more live streaming over the course of 2025. It just seems more enjoyable. I get to actually kind of spend time with people. Well, in theory, I get to spend time with people. I guess this is all new to me, so eventually I'm sure people will come if I keep at it. Thank you for the people who are here. But yeah, I've lost my train of thought now. Oh, I am just jabbering here. Don't mind me. God, I do love these models. I do love me some Maggoth Lord. when I first got back into the hobby in like 2015, Death Guard were my first army, and they didn't actually. That was pre like the Death Guard remake, so it was a lot of kind of Forge World conversion kits and like the old fine cast versions of like ancient Plague Marine sculpts from like I think they were like late 90s or so. And yeah, I had a heavily like Nurgle bikers list. I ended up obviously getting a few demons, but back then like the only great unclean one was that little tiny one, and like the only good kind of great unclean proxy was the Glockkin. I never actually invested in that. I'm not sure why, but I did have the Forge World Great Unclean one. That's a great model as well. Absolutely a massive fan of that. So yeah, once Death Guard got their re-release in 2018, I ended up going big on them, and I've got like everything, everything from the Death Guard re-release basically. I ended up shortly after that there was the Maggoth kind of update and the demons and stuff like that. So I collected those, but it's been about 4 or 5 years now. I think it was like the start of lockdown. I was still doing some nurgly stuff, but I haven't done a great deal in ages. I've been playing a lot of Age of Sigmar since last edition. I started off with Iron Jaws. I've got my Raver Oryx thing going on. Then I went Deepkin, and I started painting those, and that's where my back went. So I've got like a half-painted Deepkin army I need to go back to at some point. And then with the new edition, I then started a Stormcast force, so that's another thing I'm working on. And then I decided, let's just go fill out all my Nurgle demons and the couple of Maggoth things I've got and make a full army. I've been really enjoying it. I find like in this edition, Maggoth they're kind of lacking in punchiness. It's very hard to I found it very hard to like match things in kind of DPS. Yeah, particularly like ogres, slaves to darkness, things that have like a reasonable amount of punchiness to them. It's just absolutely destroying me if I stay in combat with it. So current techniques is I've got this guy, I've got the Great Unclean one. They're the only ones who can really survive worth a damn. And even then, like, it's best to kind of screen them, let the opponent kind of break on all my like weaker screening units, and then yeah, hopefully mop up everything with the big stompy guys. Looks quite healthy now. I'm seeing concurrent viewers of 3. Wow. Thank you. I feel honoured. I have to say I was convinced that I'd just be talking to myself the whole evening, so nice to see some people on. Feel free to give me a little bit of like not too harsh, but a little bit of criticism on how I can improve, because yeah, like I say, first time doing a painting stream, so I would appreciate feedback if you've got any. I do want to start doing this more often. It is quite fun. Just painting with company is always nice. You know what? I should have sorted out some like background music or something. That would probably be a good idea to look into in future. I'll be honest, I did not do too much planning here. I just fairly much worked out a camera setup and then just hit stream just because, yeah, I wanted to get going and not think about it too much. And if I'd be thinking about it too much, I'd end up like talking myself out of it. I feel like I keep moving forward and I should stay directly over this little paint splodge. I think that's the ideal spot. How long have we been going? I did start half an hour ago, so yeah, I'm probably going to try and stream for an hour, see how it's going. I can always come back on later, or, you know, maybe I should make this a regular Sunday thing. I'm not always about on Sundays, but I mean, a lot of the time I am, yeah. So it could be something regular. I do know with this streaming malarkey, like, you are supposed to just like pick a time and do it regularly. Oh, awesome. Oh, you've got it on PC now. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's getting there. I do like my just random underpainting. I say underpainting, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like my shadows are in like an opposite colour basically. But yeah, it is my favourite little trick to do, to be honest. The top bit went really well, but I'm not too sure about this leg. Need to reblend that there. I am naturally a very messy painter, and so particularly like my first couple of passes at things, it tends to be like just absolute complete rubbish that I end up painting over like 3 or 4 times, but I kind of gradually narrow down what I'm going for. That's my tactic. You know, I can't paint something first time to look absolutely brilliant, but what I can do is keep painting and repainting every part of it until eventually it's looking good. I really don't like what's going on down here, so I'm not too sure what I've done wrong, but eventually it'll come to me. I think the colours are just a little too blurry. Let's move to a different section. I can always come back to that bit. If I can try and nail down exactly what I'm doing. I'm just roughly, I'll start with the darkest greens and slowly highlight up, and then I'll pick the opposite, like the purples and pinks for the shadows, and then I do a process of like highlighting down, shading or whatever. Yeah, I've come a long way from, I started getting back into the hobby when it was Duncan's tutorials on the GW page. I've come a long way from the kind of like base shade highlighting thing, but sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But even when it doesn't work out, you can usually keep working at it, and eventually you'll find something that does. I just love yellowy greens. There's something beautiful about them. Like when I do orcs, they're very kind of saturated with this yellowy green. When I do Nurgle, yeah, it's just like one of my favourite colours to work from. And especially once you start getting the purple tones mixed in there as well. Yeah, there's a lot you can do. And like, just look at that, obviously very poorly blended there. I've just literally stuck two colours together, but look how good they look together. Don't really have to do a great deal of work to make them work. Because they're just naturally complementing colours. They'll just work together, and they'll kind of feed off each other. So the purples make the greens look more vivid, and the greens make the purples look more vivid. Yeah, it's just a really fun way of painting. I'm getting a lot wet on wet here, and you can see the effect of that is, well, touching it with a wet brush as well. I'm getting a bit of water stain in here. I don't really want that, but I can fix it up later. Just a case at this stage of getting these basic volumes in, trying to get some ideas of the colours and seeing where it takes me. Let's go dark and let's get in this belly. I don't know if you can see that there. There's a lot of gross guts hanging out the belly there. Proper nurgly. I do love me Nurgle. I was talking to someone on a Discord earlier today about painting with oil paints. They'd done some what they call it. I keep on wanting to say Seraphon, but it's Sylvaneth. With some like, they'd done it dry brushing with oil paints, and there was some lovely like browns and greens and stuff in there. It makes me think like, I really don't experiment with oils as much as I should. I'd love to get more into using them, because they're just like, the ability to work wet on wet is something I find myself doing a lot of the time, but because these are acrylics, you get all these nasty kind of bad blends appearing if you put too much paint on. But oil paints are, they're designed for working that way. You just keep on putting wet stuff on and blending it and blending it. So I should really, really experiment a bit more with that. I don't have a great palette of oil paints. I've got these Abtelung ones. I've got a couple of colours, but like I say, I only really use them for washes mostly. So, and they're a little bit more expensive than acrylics. They're not hugely pricey, those Abtelung ones, but yeah, I haven't really got some of the colours I'd like to use. I don't know, obviously oil paints have they're limited in the number of pigments you can get. I believe that a lot of the kind of artificial pigments that you use in acrylic paints wouldn't work as well for oil paints. They have to be like more of the kind of classical natural ones. So I don't know how I'd do for like yellows and stuff, but I'd really like to try experimenting with that. So all my greens and yellows and nurgly colours here. Basically it would be nice to just be able to throw paints at something and not worry about them running into each other and bleeding so much. Just being able to blend them a bit more smoothly. That is very much the type of painter I am, to be honest, so it does make sense for me to give it a go. Right, look at that, I'm just throwing pigments on there, but there's so much here, it's just kind of messing it up a bit. What are we on? 42 minutes. I have to say, my initial enthusiasm has kind of gone a bit, and now I'm feeling a little bit nervous, feeling like I'm not fully focused on painting as much as I'd like. I guess you just have to get comfortable with this whole streaming business, and I'm still not yet. I'm sat in my room talking to myself basically, and I feel a bit self-conscious. But I'm going to keep throwing on paints. Now, I've messed around with a few like kind of arty things over my life. I started off with pixel art. I did like a Sonic fan game in the late 90s with Stealth, who's one of the people who worked on Sonic Mania, and also he was responsible for Sonic Origins. Like we did some stuff back in the 90s. That was kind of my first art project, but then I went through music. Obviously I did a lot of kind of like poster designs and like kind of album covers and stuff, mostly like photoshoppy stuff. Mini painting was something that I did for a couple of years as a teenager, and I got back into it like 2015, 10 years ago now. And yeah, it just stuck. I don't know why. It stuck over other things, but yeah. I enjoy it. It's relaxing. It's productive. I don't know. It's just one of those things that stuck, and for most of that time I haven't even been gaming with my miniatures. I maybe did like the occasional game of 40k, like first few years back into the hobby, then just stopped doing anything completely. And it's only like the last couple of years my brother's got into Age of Sigmar, so I ended up like joining him in like doubles tournaments, and that's given me the gaming bug again, so I'm enjoying that a bit at the minute. Now I just want to bring in some blues. I hope this paint hasn't separated. These scaled colour ones, they used to be really good, but they've got like a gel medium, and it's in recent years I've noticed they're not as well mixed. I need like a vortex mixer or one of those things, but yeah, I know the proper ones are hideously expensive, but like there's supposedly a cheap one. Like, oh yeah, look at, can you see that? It's that is like gel medium there. Oh, give it a good shake and see if I can't get some colour. This is Caspian Blue. This used to be my favourite, like blue for general, like lighter shadows, stuff like that. But the mix these days is just so rubbish. No, it's just coming out gel medium. Oh, that's annoying. I have a proper mixer. So this is an older one. Does this one work still? It is blocked. Of course it is. It's the same. Bloody gel medium. Okay, so I've got to find a colour that's like a desaturated blue. What am I going to go for? Let's try. Let's try a bit of turquoise. I think it's a fairly similar colour. It's a bit more saturated, but it will desaturate out when I'm going over some of these other colours. I just want to bring in a few like nasty blues, just to some of these, the chin testicle pipes. I guess the kind of venom pipes, venom tubes, what have you. Yeah, so a nice mix of pinks and purples and some blues in there. I apologise, you're not really going to be seeing any like kind of high grade, like amazing paint jobs here today, but like I say, this is just my first time streaming. I want to see how it goes, and hopefully next time I'll be a bit better at it. And oh, well, lovely to have you in. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely Sunday evening. Soothing vibe, I like the sound of that. So do like ASMR paint streams. Bye bye. Okay. Well, yeah, like I was saying, it's not the best painting ever, but I hope it's just giving some kind of vague idea of my process, even if I'm not kind of fully on form right now. You can see how I start working on these models. It is nice to take a break and do something a bit kind of lower pressure for a while. Like I said, been working on a competition model for a while and it's been absolutely draining the life for me. Literally my painting's gone down to about like 2 hours a day or so, just because it's just so repetitive. And you know, I'm loving that model, I'm having a great time with it, I really want to see it finished, but at the same time there's only so much blending non-metallic metal that I can do in one go before it starts to drive me absolutely up the wall. So it is lovely to just have a break and just throw some colours at this, and you know, some of it's working, some of it's not. Oh, hello there, we have an Autumn Witch in the chat. How is it going? Oh, still done pretty well on viewers, like 3 to 4 concurrent, so seems to have done alright. I'm probably going to wind it down in like 10 minutes or so. Oh, you have signed on with your personal account, so oh dear. Yep, so as I'm kind of like winding down this last one, see the progress I've made. It's nothing that's going to win a competition, but I've got some of the colours I like down on there, and I'm starting to get some kind of direction. And when I'm fully focused on it, I'll be able to pull this all together, one would hope. It's a you. Hello there again. Yep, so just a bit of casual, throwing paint at a model on a Sunday evening. Nice little tester. I can try out streaming, see how it goes. It's gone alright, I think. Yeah, considering my main issue is I just like I'm getting used to splitting my attention between the model and like keeping it on screen and talking and checking the chat. I'm getting there. I'm sure by next time I'll feel a lot more comfortable, and eventually like the goal is to just be able to paint the same on stream as I would like when there's no camera on. Eventually, if I practice enough, that should be good. I'm sure it'll be a lot better for all the people watching when I'm painting on top form on stream instead of just what's the word I'm looking for, like half attention, half focus, I don't know. See, that's the thing, I'm trying to focus on painting and speaking and succeeding at neither. I'm doing alright, I'm just kidding. I think some of these bits I might want to bring in some like kind of skin tones and stuff. Just make it look a bit more vile than it would if it was just solely the greens. So It's another one I'm bringing in, like, it's got some of the reds of the, like, purples and pinks I'm using underneath. It's also kind of bringing in an orangey colour as well. So I want to use it sparingly, just on some little, not there. Just on some of the highlighty bits, on particularly like these nasty bloated pustules on the knees. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. I'm just going to blend this a bit better. Why is that not? Yep. It's the January curse. I think a lot of people are struggling to get their motivation still, and like it's been 3 weeks since the holidays and still not fully recovered. It takes longer every year, I swear. Okay, I'm starting to... I don't know how this looks on camera, but I really like that mix of colours there, even though it's not perfectly blended or anything yet. It's getting there. It's getting there. Definitely don't want to spend a million years on this model, but it is going to be one of my centerpiece things. And since the Great Unclean ones in my Maggoth kin were all stuff I painted years ago, it's nice to have like a centerpiece model in my army that's I've put a lot of effort into and it looks really good. So I'll see how I do. I think we need a big old holiday to build up to before Easter. At least the Xmas lights bring much festive gay. Yes, yeah. Definitely, that would be... it would be good if there was some kind of holiday thing. Mind you, I'd end up like needing recovery time from that, so... Who knows? Who knows? Some nice kind of chilled holiday. Basically, you should just hibernate for the winter, I think, is the obvious answer. Once again, bears have got it right. There we go, that's looking nice, isn't it? Looking kind of fleshy. And again, I'm finding like, if I was using oils, I could probably blend this easily there. Burns night on the 25th. Oh, okay. I knew of Burns night. I didn't know when it was. I thought it was like, it's Hogmanay's the New Year in Scotland, isn't it? Yeah, I think I was mixing it up with that. Yeah, I'm not sure, like, bad poetry and awful, it's not really selling it to me, to be honest. Is there something maybe a bit more... maybe like pizza and don't get dressed out your pyjamas all day. That's more kind of my speed of things. Right, well that's bringing it up to an hour. I think I've made some interesting progress on here. It's a long way still to go. But I've played around with some little bits of colour and I've got some interesting ideas to be working from. Any day that ends with a Y, yes, very true. So yeah, I'm going to put my palette away for now. I think this is all the streaming I can take for one day, but yeah, hopefully next time I'll stream a little longer. I'm glad to see there's 22 views total. Some of those have gone rather quickly, but I've had 4 people at a time, so I'm just reading out the stats here like anyone cares about that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone that's been here. We are really going to try and get some actual proper videos out soon. It's like I say, January's been a tough month to get through, and I've been working on a project that is just like absolutely mind-numbing in places. So yeah, fingers crossed. The channel starts to look a bit more active again. We've got plenty of shorts coming out. I know Autumn Witch has been doing a lot of those lately, so keep your eye on those if that's something you're interested in. Yeah, long form videos coming soon, and maybe every Sunday I'm going to try and do a stream, and that's going to be my New Year's commitment. So yeah, if that's something you'd like, if you think I picked the wrong time, if you think there's a better time, better day that you'd prefer me to stream on, please let me know. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.